Most people hear noise while I hear a conversation, but why is that? Before we get into this video, I just want to thank all of y'all for 1,000 subscribers. It really means a lot to me. Thank you all for the support on this channel. Ham radio was one of those things where I never knew about it. I didn't ever hear it out in public or anything like that. Actually was just scrolling through YouTube Shorts, funny enough, and I do a lot of stuff electronically. Build FPV drones, I solder, and so there's a lot of electronic components that are on my feeds. One day I just came across KI7QCF for Forrest. Shout out to Forrest, thank you so much, man. It was a video of him using a bug, and he was just doing these deets and dahs, and I had no clue what it was. Looked through the comment section of that video, and it was just talking about Morse code, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. A couple weeks go by, and I keep seeing his YouTube videos, and I'm interested. All right, fine. I haven't done a new hobby in a while, so let's see if we can get a new hobby going. So I look up how to, or what to do to get into ham radio and what there is, and figured out you had to take an exam, and I was like, oh, come on. I studied for the exam. I figured out what I needed to do. I took the test, passed it first try. I was like relieved, so relieved when I passed my technician. Got my first Baofeng radio, UV5R, and learned how to do repeaters, repeater book app. I finally made my first contact with another friend of mine, KQ4JPQ, I believe, yeah. He helped me get into ham radio too, because he had done it for, about 6 months before I got my license. He was actually my first frequency modulation contact, or my first contact ever actually in ham radio. After that, I looked into getting a high frequency radio, what I could do with the high frequency radios. I wanted to do more stuff like Forrest did, which was Morse code, or you'll hear CWs, continuous wave, Morse code. Bought my first USDX antenna. I started to learn the Morse code alphabet. It took me 3 days. I'll post in the description where I learned it. Definitely don't recommend reading just off a card. I definitely recommend starting to hear the deets and dahs on like videos or when you're practicing. Numbers are pretty easy to learn, but alphabet is a little difficult. So now I'll talk to you about why I got into Morse code. Morse code wasn't one of those things where I first did single sideband and frequency modulation and was like, oh, there's Morse code too in ham radio. That's pretty cool. Maybe I should try that. That was actually the reason why I wanted to do Morse code, was because of KI7QCF. I literally just saw one of his videos. I never saw a single sideband or anything like that. Morse code was just always there, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's what I want to do with ham radio. So I've always done Morse code. I've done some single sideband on the side. Finally started a channel. Actually started my channel like right after I got my technician license. I was like, but this could be pretty cool if I could log this like KI7QCF did. Now, if you're like me and you heard about ham radio and all of you wanted to do a CW, I definitely recommend you also try some single sideband and frequency modulation, VHF, UHF, because if an emergency does happen, you know, the most reliable thing is going to be like single sideband and frequency modulation, not CW. CW can be effective, but it's not nearly as effective, because if you miss a character or something, you can misinterpret a pro sign or something like that. So gotta be careful. I definitely recommend, if you're just doing CW, to try some single sideband. So, and if emergency does happen for some reason, that you know how to talk to people and you know what to do. If you are trying to get into ham radio like I did, I definitely recommend not just studying the questions for the test. Definitely recommend getting the, I think it's the technician or the ARRL ham radio license book. It has all the different aspects of ham radio. I actually read it, the entire thing through before I took my test. I understood more things than less, I'll say that. Studying the questions off of hamstudy.org is not gonna get you so far in ham radio. You'll definitely have to know what you're doing, especially when you're setting up high frequency radios, doing end-fed half waves or vertical antennas. I would definitely learn the information, what ham radio is, technology and stuff, and then study those questions for the technician. I hope y'all enjoyed this video of me talking. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Again, I really appreciate it. Thank you all for the support. I just wonder where our community is going to grow after this. So thank you all so much. 7 threes to all.